Hello and welcome to the new series of videos giving an in-depth guide to each of the more difficult Black Ops 6 Zombies Dark Ops challenges. In this episode, we will be taking on Liberated, the Liberty Falls Easter egg speedrun. First thing you want to do is turn on the Rampage Inducer. This is a speedrun and the Rampage Inducer saves a lot of time. And even though it adds difficulty, the Liberty Falls boss fight is full of armored zombies, super sprinters, so you should be able to handle the Rampage Inducer at early rounds if you want to take on that boss fight. Then you want to grab the free double points Easter egg just to give you a little extra points, as you will be pressed for points throughout the entire egg. Then you want to grab the GS45 off the wall. I highly recommend grinding the weapon levels to get them akimbo. It's probably the best weapon in zombies currently. When pack-a-punched, it becomes the Mustang and Sally. And it also helps us out a lot in the early game with fighting off the Rampage-induced zombies. You'll also notice that I went by the motel door to get the zombies to spawn early. You definitely want to trigger that spawn in the opening rounds. It gives you more points early on, and you don't want to have to deal with those zombies when you're trying to build the jet gun. Now I'm going to go over the starting class. I've chosen to spawn in with the XM4. That's because I'm comfortable with it. I have it leveled up to the point where I have the 100 round drum mag, and I think it's very effective for early game needs, though you could replace it with your favorite assault rifle that is leveled up sufficiently. For my field upgrade, I've chosen Ether Shroud, as we need to use it for various Easter egg steps. The augments on Ether Shroud are Burst Dash, which is somewhat useful, and then Extra Charge, which is extremely useful and highly recommended. And then for ammo mods, you want to have the Big Game Augment and Contact Burn Augment on Napalm Burst, as that's going to help you deal with all of the elites you got to kill throughout the Easter egg. And then for the perks, PhD Flopper, I like to go with Dr. Ram, as I like to tack sprint, and it gives you a little bit of extra leeway with the zombies. And Tribiologist is absolutely necessary, as it has you slide longer and faster. And then for Juggernaut, I like to go a little, maybe this is controversial, but I highly recommend reactive armor. Basically, it turns your armor into a Widow's Wine grenade when it breaks, and I think it's extremely useful in the final boss fight. And I combine that with hardened plates to give the armor a lot more damage mitigation. They are both really good augments. You'll also notice when I had a spare second, I shot that plate off the wall. That's important for activating the water valve later. Now, the goal in the early rounds of this Easter egg speedrun is to accumulate points and salvage. You need 1250 salvage to buy a Mangler cannon, and you need around 13,000 points to buy all the doors to Pack-a-Punch, buy PhD Flopper, and Pack-a-Punch these pistols. So now you'll see me just training in the bowling alley. It's fairly tough with the Rampage Inducer on, but I'm sure you'll be able to handle it, and just working on getting points. We had a bug round on round 5, which is actually kind of hinders our points, but we're not going for world record, so we'll be fine moving on. And then I just wanted to get a little extra points, then I noticed, there's a double points, and the insta-kill was still active, so I made the risky decision to go for it, and I think it really paid off, as we got a lot of extra points, and we're able to change the round over, keeping the speed run going fast. There's a little, I guess, glitch where if you dolphin dive into the perk machine and press X, you can grab the loose change and get the perk without the perk drinking animation. And then another time save is to activate the STG, and then while the screen is white, go over to the Pack-a-Punch. Now the goal here is to wait for the groundskeeper to spawn. He's a random spawn, so just stay calm. You're not going for world record, you're just trying to get sub 30, so he'll spawn in a good enough time. And also you want to accumulate salvage, as we're going to have to purchase the Mangler cannon, as I mentioned previously. And so this is a pretty good area to train. It's pretty open, and then we find the groundskeeper, pick up the key, and then we go to one of the more difficult little sections of the Easter egg, which I think I did pretty well on, because I really respected it. But you have to go here, open up this door, don't go down the zip line, but instead go over to here. And while the Rampage Inducer is active, you gotta open the door, go in, grab the handbrake, and then navigate the killstreak menu. And those menus are not great to navigate. And then the important thing here is to not forget the water valve as well. So there's a lot to remember. It's a tight alleyway. I think that's a deceptively difficult part of this speed run. I think those menus are a down waiting to happen. And then another tough part is the Radio Shack. I got pretty lucky in that I think it was the first pile of salvage I got the electrical wires at, so that was good. But this place is tight, and so you want to take advantage of the Mustang and Sally's, really liberally use them. And then we got a pretty lucky max ammo there too, so that was pretty helpful. Now, world record keeps the Rampage Inducer on the whole time, but as we're just trying to get the challenge completed, we're going to go turn it off, and you can kind of relax a little here, take a little deep breath, and also fling yourself off with the PhD sliding augment, get a little of that time back, and go on to one of the tougher steps. I throw the smoke grenade right away and get to cranking the water valve. I prefer the smoke grenade to the decoy, as the smoke grenade hides you and the zombies run away, so I think it gives you a little extra time. This is also where you want to be very aware of your field upgrade status, because you should be working well on that extra charge. So I go out there, I get a couple kills to keep charging the field upgrade, and I go back into Ether Shroud, and by the time I am out, Ether Shroud's already back up again, there's the extra charge, so I go and use both of them. And it's very important, but don't worry too much if you don't get a perfect valve step, as the zombies come in waves. You have the Mustang and Sally, so if you don't get it perfectly, you can just blow through the wave and then get a little free time to work on the valve some more. Crafting the jet gun is actually another deceptively difficult step. You want to make sure that your assault rifle is out. You don't want to accidentally reload it. You want to go and craft the jet gun right away. And zombies are going to be rushing you in the cramped motel room, so you got to grab the jet gun and then turn around quickly and be ready to use it. Now, to make the boss fight a lot easier, we're going to be grabbing all the Aetherella statues. This is the first one we're going to be grabbing, and it's just simply necessary for doing the boss fight this quickly. You'd have to use a much different route where you get a lot more salvage and points to beat it without the Aetherella Easter egg. And so you want to open up here. There are 4 Aetherella statues and an LTG part in here. So you want to manage your jet gun ammo efficiently so you don't waste too much time in here. And I wouldn't feel bad about using the Aetherella Easter egg in the boss fight. I don't think it's going to get patched. I think Treyarch's actually very happy that their side Easter egg is being used in Easter egg speedruns. And I think it's pretty fun, and it's like a cool speedrun tech, so I kind of prefer it. But after you grab everything in here, I highly recommend going for the Aetherella statue before the LTG part. I feel like this is one of the tougher ones to get. It takes a while for the statue to come over here. And we took advantage of the round change to get it quickly. I think it takes the zombies a little longer to get on top of the truck than it does to get on top of that building. And then Dr. Pelletier, my favorite egghead, R.I.P. Not only book smart, also street smart. But yeah, there's the LTG step. The third one is supposed to be the first one you get, but we get it last, right by Panos. And then we go to build the LPG. Now, we're already good here in this run, but if you're not, you want to make sure that you're on round 10 about now, as we're going to be taking advantage of the Mangler head atop the church Easter egg to get a rare ether tool. The LTG shouldn't be too hard to build, but zombies do spawn right by the crafting table, so you got to be a little careful. But other than that, the LTG should be super easy. We're on round 10, so we're going to go and use our Mustang and Sally to fire at that head, and by the time we go over there, all the loot should be ready to go. So we place the LTG, and you got to remember, you got the wonder weapon, you got the jet gun. It's very good, so use it to defend the portal. I watched the world record speedrun, and he does like crazy stuff, leaving the portal and getting all this stuff done. But I just defend the portal. We got plenty of time. We got 30 minutes, so I pull out the Mustang and Sally for the manglers, but other than that, try to use the jet gun. I fumble a little bit, and my jet gun runs out of ammo. I really mismanage my Mustang and Sally ammo here, but it's kind of tough to do all this stuff right consistently in the speed run, and I would just recommend pushing through it, because as long as you stay calm and know that you've got plenty of time, you should be able to beat this in under 30 minutes. And don't let mistakes, don't let perfect be the enemy of good, but just make sure you get it. And then while the elite spawns in, you got to go and grab the canister, so we are a little efficient there. And not only do we grab the canister, but we also grab a bunch of points, salvage, and the rare ether tool. We also equip napalm burst, as all the elites on the map are weak to napalm burst, so it's very important. And here I make a bit of a mistake where I'm a bit too liberal with my Mustang and Sally ammo. I kind of lose the elite on the map. And then I get a little bit worried about the zombies behind me, but I don't think I end up losing too much time, because I see that I'm out of ammo, and I decide, well, I'll make sure I drop the canister off, and I'll make sure I activate the trap, and then I'll go grab the ammo up there. I don't know if there's a quicker, if the other ammo canister is quicker. I think that this one is the quickest one, and I'm sliding over there. It's not too big of a time loss, especially because this one was on the mangler, and as you can see, he's still stuck in the trap, so I got a little lucky. But they actually make it pretty easy to trap and kill these zombies. So that's the first high value target down, and this one isn't hard, I don't think. I think the other one is the Abomination is a little more difficult, but the Mangler one is the easier one. So on my walk back to the SDG, I noticed two things. One, that there was a crawler, and so I could complete these next two Easter egg steps with minimal interference from the zombies, and two, that I'm ignoring that chopper gunner on purpose. You unfortunately cannot use one in the Liberty Falls boss fight. Now, the Strauss counterpart's pretty easy. You just use the Strauss counter and change the machine to the opposite color of the Strauss counter. We remember to grab another Etherella statue. And then here's probably the biggest mistake of the run, where I forget to pick up the LTG. You need to pick up the LTG and bring it to the other place. I left it in because I was actually pretty happy with the final overall time. I thought it was a good time. And also, just to show... this challenge is hard. You're not going to complete everything perfect. I think I saw the world record's like 14 minutes. Like, I'm not getting 14 minutes. So if you make a mistake, you just got to stay calm and you got to adapt. And it's, in this case, I realize coming up here, after I finish the last of the Strauss counter machines, that I do not have the LTG, and I don't even hesitate. I just say, okay, got to go back and get it. Also, this is one of the weirdly more difficult Etherella statues to get. I downed here in one of my other attempts. I don't know what it is. The zombies just spawn in really fast on that one. As you can see, I almost got downed again here. I had to replate my armor. And then instead of heading right to where the LTG is, I have to sprint back and get it. I'll use this little time to say that you want to be really careful with your armor. It's really nice to have extra armor plates going into the boss fight. So if you can, try and keep your armor reserve as high as possible throughout the Easter egg, and really be on the lookout for armor plates, and keeping your armor at 3 in the reserve. But anyway, this LTG step, exactly the same as the other one. I think you're guaranteed to get the alternate elite. The canister is right by the trap we're going to be using, so don't worry about getting that. Just worry about defending the portal. It shouldn't be too difficult with your jet gun. And once this step is completed, we'll be on to the boss fight. So that'll be I think that's the most difficult part. I think that this part, doing it fast, is difficult, but there's no real overwhelming challenges. But I think you really got to be on top of your game to execute with that boss fight. And the elite this time that's going to come in is the Abomination, and perhaps this is stating the obvious, but you want to be targeting its mouths while they're open. The important thing is right after it spawns in, it's going to turn at you and open its mouth to fire that laser right away. I feel like that's its opening move 99% of the time, so you just got to wait for that and unload. And then also, you got to remember that we're round 11, so it's going to be a little bit weaker than usual. So we go and set up our canister, and this guy really gets after me. And really melees me a lot. This was a very frustrating Abomination. Also, I would recommend don't wait too long to activate the traps. The traps last plenty of time, and they do damage to the elite as well, so it's much quicker to activate the trap early. You got plenty of time to do it. And there we go. That's all the Easter egg steps. We got all the Aetherella statues, except for the last one by the church, which we'll prepare. And before we get to the boss fight, I'm going to buy 2 things that I think are necessary. The first is Jug. World Record does not get Jug, but they're just, I guess, better than me. I need Jug. I feel like the reactive plates as well is just so good in this boss fight. And then in combination with the reactive plates, I go and grab tier 2 armor. I've tried this boss fight with tier 1 armor, and I mean, I just think it's just really hard. I mean, you obviously can complete this boss fight with tier 1 armor and no Jug, and if you can, you don't need to be watching any guides. But I highly recommend the 2. And the tier 2 armor works great with the reactive plates as well, so I think it's really good. Also, another thing is stay calm on the speedrun. You see clock's ticking down, but we got to make sure that we get the Aetherella statue in there right. We got plenty of time. That's what you gotta know. You gotta go fast, but know that you have plenty of time. There's an old expression: smooth is slow is smooth, smooth is fast. I messed that one up a little. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast. Just take it nice and slow, nice and smooth, and you'll end up doing it fast, no problem. Now, the beginning of this boss fight is actually the most difficult. The Aetherella statue part is pretty easy. I recommend starting off with the jet gun and trying to use it to suck up as many zombies as possible before they overwhelm you. Like, really try and pick them off. The jet gun works great against the individual zombies, but your Mustang and Sally is going to be much more effective against the members. So you got to remember for this part that you have a few things at your disposal. You have your Ether Shroud, which should be loaded up if you need it. You have a self-revive, which you don't want to go down. You really don't, because it gets rid of your Jug. But you got to be able to take advantage of that self-revive if you do go down, because you're going to have the Mustang and Sally's while you're down, so you can still use them to take out Mangers. So I would say take advantage of that. I'd also notice how helpful reactive armor is in this stage. Every time you hear that ding, it activates, and all the super sprinters running at you just get completely stunned. Don't hesitate to buy ammo. We got plenty of points. The only thing we're buying is ammo, so don't hesitate to do it. And you really want to stay focused, stay alert, and get rid of those manglers. Another thing is you want to be careful when using the jet gun. You don't want to suck up the Aetherella statue too early. because it's really important to use that on the elites. And then as we get to the end of this little mini round, we switch back to the jet gun. I use the armor right away. I figure why try and be efficient with it at this point, you know, helping the boss fight. And now you're going to want to basically try and survive until the first elite shows up. And then once that elite shows up, get in the Aetherella trap. And once you're in that Aetherella trap, it should be smooth sailing. So just keep on your toes, and then there we go. I see the elite, but I don't pull out the jet gun right away. I stay calm. I head over there, and have a little trouble getting into the Aetherella trap. But then see, look how it just absolutely destroys the elite. Like, just takes it out right away. Like this makes the boss fight 100 times easier. And now you really want to be trying this. You should be showing urgency here, because your time in Aetherella is limited. You get a lot of time in Aetherella, but it also takes a lot of time for that second elite to spawn. So you really want to be quick on the draw, getting these zombies and getting the elite to spawn. But I would say that using the Aetherella trap to take them both out, is pretty much a necessity. That max ammo won't despawn, so don't worry too much about it. It's there if you need it. Plus, you can always buy more ammo. So that's fine. And you can just see really how effective the Aetherella trap is, and how much time you have, because you get plenty of time. Make sure to focus on any manglers, as you want to make sure that those are not active when you leave the trap. And I went into the Aetherella trap a little early, but it worked out. I had plenty of time. You'll notice that the laser kind of doesn't really target the mouths of the abomination, so you kind of want to switch to targeting another zombie to get Aetherella's eyes up, and be able to hit those mouths more effectively. And as you can see, we leave the trap just a little early, but I know I got my Ether Shroud in my back pocket, and self-revive as well, and that killing the abomination is the main goal, so I'm not worried. And then we just have to finish off a few more zombies before successfully completing the Easter egg. So there's the tutorial. If you have any questions, be sure to leave a comment. This is a pretty difficult challenge, so don't be surprised if it takes you a few attempts. It definitely took me a few attempts. And I hope this tutorial was helpful, and good luck on your speedrun.
Alpha team, how copy? Somebody tell me what just happened. Any station this net, what is your status? And if you've hurt them, I swear I'll...
No interruptions for this next part.
Thank you, my friends, for volunteering to take my place here. Or, in your parlance, thank you for being voluntold. Now, if you will excuse me, I have a few scores to settle. Bye-bye, Dark Ether.
She wasn't only book smart, she was also street smart. My favorite again. And Dennis Riffle too. He was a good guy.